Well, good morning, EDTL 6330 fellow students. Um, as part of my project, this is a screencast-o-matic screencast, and the site that we're going to be discussing today is Diigo. Now, I'd actually been looking for a site like Diigo for some time. Why? Well, it does exactly what it says it's going to do, and that is if you look here on their homepage, Diigo is a multi-tool for knowledge management. I am one of those people, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, who finds all of this stuff and then has no place to put it. Microsoft has a product, but that requires setting up individual files, and then you only have it on that particular device unless you set up a special account and everything else. The nice thing about Diigo is that I can access this from anywhere on any device, including my phone. I've already installed the phone app for it. It is free. I have a Samsung product, so I bought or actually downloaded mine through the App Store. So as you can see here, I'm on Diigo.com, and that's Diigo with two I's. And on their homepage, I've already signed in. I'm going to click My Library. And this is kind of the heart of it. And this fooled me at first in that Diigo, there's not a whole lot of frou-frou going on here. It's pretty plain, it's pretty simple, and it works beautifully. Now, I've only got a few tags here. I did this actually on my vacation. But the way it works is that essentially, if there's a site that I want, now I was researching this for another class this morning, growth of private for-profit colleges, and let's just say this is the site that I want. This is actually something that I did use for it. Now, if I want to, oh, and by the way, if you notice, I've installed the Diigo toolbar. It just speeds up the process. And no, I don't want to contribute to Mother Jones. But if I wish to bookmark this, I can save and tag this. If I wish to annotate anything or give a description in here and add tags, I can. So I'm going to put this private for-profit colleges. If I could spell, that would be great. I might even pass. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm not going to put in a description right now because I want to show you another feature. Now, if there's something in here that I really needs to draw my attention, I go to the highlight tool. And the way this works is that I can go right here, I click on the highlighter, I go right here and say this is the paragraph I want. Immediately, I can also do a screen capture here. I can send this to somebody else. And I didn't have time to read this article, so I'm going to mark read later. Save the current tab as an unread bookmark and then close it. I'm going to click do not ask next time, and I'm going to click OK. It takes me back where I was. What this means is that if I get off track, if I'm actually working on something else, and I find that I want to investigate this new link, I can do that. So let's go back to Diigo here and my tags. The other area is my lists. Now, my lists pretty much works like folders because that was one of my knocks. At first, I couldn't figure out, well, I'm the kind who likes to keep things organized in folders, and here they use tags. But my list works pretty much the same because it uses both. Now here, because I am an interactive media specialist, I have interactive media resources, I've set this up, and photography. And if you notice over here, I can print out my list, I can send my list, I can publish it, I can edit my list, and I can trash the list. So if I'm working on a particular project, it is done, I can move on. I also, let's make a new list. And let's call this one just business education. I can make this public or private. I prefer private. And then I can add a description. And you saw the descriptions that I had over here. So we're going to add a description. In this case, we're going to just say general business education resources. I can't talk and type at the same time. I will then click Create, and it sends me here to add bookmarks to my list. It automatically sends me to a tutorial. Now, if you notice over here, I have one visit, that was me, but all three lists are now listed in alphabetical order. And this right here, this defaulting to teach me something about the site is actually really cool. And this is your first in your list when you set up an account with Diigo. And that is getting started with Firefox extension. And you just click on it and it takes it, and because it's a link-based site, it sends you right there. Now, something else that I'd like to show you, and this happened to be, if you've never been to the Rookery in Venice, Florida, it is phenomenal. I was down there, and this is something that I previously bookmarked, or I'm sorry, and it highlighted. I'll get the right word out. The Rookery's Island's deep lake is small enough, because this pretty much says it all about this. So it is really a handy tool, and I can go back to this from an iPad, I can go back to this from my phone, and I've got all of this information available for me. Okay, we're back at the Diigo, I'm sorry, my list page, my library page rather, and there are three quick areas. I know I'm running long on this, so there are three quick areas I want to show you. One is my network, where you can follow people, what they do, and set up, certain interests. So the tags that I set for myself on a public, if it's public, other people can look at those sites as well. And same thing with my groups. And one that they gave me because, and this is something important, you have the opportunity as educators to set up an education account for free. It gives you more access than just the plain Janes, but it is well worth investigating. It takes a couple of days because you have to apply, they have to check you out, you have to enter your school and all of that good stuff, but I don't foresee an issue. And then the last one is community. And these are hot bookmarks, things that people are looking at, and you can see the links over on the side, hot tags going down here. So if you're into education, this is a great site. One downside: if you want to use this in your classroom, and they wholeheartedly recommend that you do, you essentially have to set up a separate account unless you want your students to see everything that you are doing, even personally, like private stuff that you might be doing research for, say a master's course. Like EDTL 6330. While interesting, it's not really any of your students' business. So they do tell you multiple user accounts, perfectly okay. There is some talk about eventually being able to combine everything into one account where you would just have different areas. But for my money right now, as far as just archiving and storing myriad web links and everything else, this is a great place to go. So I heartily encourage it, and I'm glad I got here. You all have a great day. Bye now.